Hello again, humans. It is I, Jim the Ape. And before I get started, I would like to give a shout out to Hank McCoy, aka Beast, whom you may recognize as being one of the subscribers who asked a question that I answered in my last video. I have to thank Hank for becoming my first Patreon patron and paying me reparations for all his years of appropriating my culture by enjoying the Planet of the Apes films and collecting figurines of my kind. Corneliu, Hank. Corneliu. But enough of me trying to invent my own version of Black Hitler's Uhuru chant. That's what that was, by the way. Anyway, you should go support him, since I occasionally do live streams with him, Lone Wolf 31, and a few others. I'll put the relevant links in the description. Now on to the subject of today's video. Twitter. You all know it, you're probably on it. Well, Twitter is becoming a shit show of PC social justice bullshit where hyper-offended crybullies can get someone banned for saying something that hurt their precious fee-wings. And that happened most recently, and most notably, to conservative blogger and provocateur Milo Yiannopoulos. Now, I've mentioned Milo several times before on my channel because, basically, I'm a fan of the guy. I don't always agree with him, but I like his give no fucks style of just basically saying whatever he wants and paying no mind to anyone who doesn't like it. Well, it also helps that for the most part I don't find his arguments to be particularly fallacious or vitriolic on a personal level. He's not quite the same kind of attention-whoring douchebag as, say, Keemstar. He actually has a point most of the time, even if I don't agree with it. So basically, he got banned for doing something that has become something of a beloved pastime for a wide variety of people on the internet, and that's talking shit about the new Ghostbusters movie. I think we've all at least seen the trailers, and I also think it's safe to say that a truly good movie could not possibly contain all of those scenes. But apparently, actress Leslie Jones, who happens to be in said film, disagrees. Now, supposedly, the reason behind Milo's ban was that he had sent his followers to attack Leslie and that he was being racist. First of all, Milo never sent anyone to harass her. They did that of their own volition. And if you disagree, I would challenge you to find the tweet where he actually said that, as I'm sure if it existed, someone would have screen capped it before he was banned. Secondly, and perhaps more importantly, Leslie Jones has sent several racist tweets about white people, and as far as I can tell, her account was never even suspended. Now, that may have something to do with Twitter's social justice leanings, which would suggest that racism against white people is either okay to them, or perhaps not even racism in their eyes, due to the whole prejudice plus power thing. As a side note, I would like to say for the record that I do not condone the behavior of some users who sent her photographs of gorillas, and I think it's a totally unfair comparison. We gorillas are much smarter and much less obnoxious than Leslie Jones, at least in general. So this spawned the hashtag #FreeMilo, and then people started making videos about it, and it all sort of seemed like business as usual. After all, Milo's been suspended multiple times and at one point had his verification checkmark removed. But something changed this time. For one thing, the ban is apparently permanent. And for another thing, about a day or so after the ban, I saw a tweet from my dear sweet internet friend, Peach Bailey. Watch our collaboration. Links in the description. Talking about a new site called SeaLion.club and extolling its virtues as a fun, free speech haven from Twitter's ban-happy bullshit. So I checked it out, and almost immediately I was hooked. Not only does it function much in the same way as Twitter, though it's still in its infancy and therefore lacks some of the features, but it has a much higher character limit per post. And you know me, once I start talking, I can't stop. So it's perfect for my overly verbose ramblings that no one could possibly give a shit about except for me. So that brings me to the part of this video where I actually propose a solution to the problem. Step 1 is very simple. Close your Twitter accounts. Now, I don't expect everyone to do this immediately, and I understand that this will be very difficult for some of you. But trust me, primates have lived for millions of years before Twitter existed. We will continue to do so without it. Now, if you really want to be expedient in sending a hearty fuck you to Twitter, there's actually a planned exodus from the site, better known as Twexit, scheduled to take place at 12 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, July 23rd, 2016. By the way, that's tomorrow, or more precisely, tonight. That's why this video may just be rushed through the production process. Anyway, if you can close your Twitter accounts at precisely that time, it would be a great way to send a message. If you can't for whatever reason, but you still want to participate, just try to make it as close to then as you can. But of course, I have my own misgivings about cutting ties so quickly, which I'll get into in a minute, so I won't hold it against you if you want to wait it out a bit longer, and I may do that as well. The next part should be significantly easier for those who found the first step difficult. Head over to sealion.club, and hopefully it will be up at the time. Like I said, it's still in its infancy and needs time to improve its servers to sustain the influx of new users who are fleeing from Twitter. But be patient. They've been down a couple of times before, but they're not out yet. And it's been a great site in my experience so far. The user interface is very similar to Twitter's, so it should feel familiar. The character limit is increased tenfold, approximately, and freedom of speech is in their fucking mission statement. When it comes to alternatives to Twitter's PC bullshit, which, come to think of it, could stand for both political correctness and pro-censorship. Anyway, when it comes to alternatives to Twitter's bullshit, you probably couldn't ask for a better one. And the third and final step of the solution is also very simple. Post your sealion.club handles in the comments section below. Mine's at Jim the Ape. No capital letters or spaces. Very simple. And you should also share it with other people that you know and get them to join as well. The more the merrier. So that's pretty much my coverage of the Free Milo thing, as well as Twexit and the new competition rising in the north, Sea Lion Club. I'm definitely having fun on there so far, and hopefully they'll get those server issues sorted out soon so you all can stalk me and enjoy my endless ramblings in text form as well as in my videos. Now, I am planning on deleting my Twitter, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it as soon as tonight. I might want to hold out and see if Sea Lion Club can fix its technical issues and become a stable platform first. It's a tough call to make because Twitter is convenient and popular enough to make it worth dealing with a significant amount of bullshit. But on the other hand, there are so many ways in which they silence opinions they don't agree with, like shadow banning, manipulating what comes up as trending and what doesn't, and of course the aforementioned banning of Milo and other outspoken accounts. It feels like it's reaching a boiling point, and I might just have to take a stand, even if it costs me some followers along the way. In fact, it could even cost me an opportunity, because I've had brief contact with Jake of the Bible Reloaded via Twitter about the possibility of guest starring on a Chick Tract episode. Said communication was cultivated by the aforementioned premier patron of my primate Patreon, none other than Hank McCoy, aka Beast. And contrary to his portrayal in X-Men Apocalypse, he can't turn it on and off like the Hulk. So anyway, I might just have to give Jake some alternate contact info via Twitter DM before I delete my account, because I wouldn't want Twitter's bullshit to make me give up that kind of opportunity. At this point, I'm just rambling, which is appropriate because Sea Lion Club has a much more reasonable character limit. Okay, I'll stop. If you like this rambling nonsense, or the pro-freedom of speech message contained within it, feel free to give the video a thumbs up. I always appreciate that. If you didn't, you can thumb it down like Twitter throws down its ban hammer. If you like my content, Subscribe and you'll see more of it. And, well, I would say you can follow me on Twitter, but perhaps not for much longer. Instead, you can stalk me on Sea Lion Club. As I said before, my handle is @JimTheApe. It should be very easy to find. And finally, you can follow the lead of a beloved X-Men character and donate to my Patreon if you really, really, really like my channel. You know you want to. Everyone else is doing it, and by that I mean one person. Anyway, I'll catch you next time. Fuck Twitter, and stay great, apes.